I will let Blake do this time.
So, hi everyone. Welcome to the DTM Championship here in at Silverstone. It's been a bit of a while since the last race for DTM. So I want to welcome everyone to the stream. So yeah, it's Silverstone, a track I like, and before I had an interesting kerfuffle with a wall. But let's not talk about that. We're gonna talk about Silverstone, the the track and the championship that is going to race here today.
Yep, we have arrived for a brand new round of this season, and should be quite an entertaining one. We're currently on round 6 of the championship. If you missed what happened last time at Estoril, it was a victory for Miklos Gall in a pretty wild race where plenty of things happened, followed by Max Skillen and then Dennis Graf on the podium. Graf currently leads the championship on 32 points, 5 clear of Lincoln Pana, and he has finished on the podium in 4 out of 5 races so far this season, including a win. The only other time, the other time he did not finish on the podium, he DNF'd. But that is Graf on a great run of form right now, Blake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dennis Graf getting a contract for with the top class team, which is the I already forgot. He signed with the Sauber F1 team for next season.
Yes, he has. And just a one season deal for him. But it will be his debut, I think, so he'll be very, very excited for that. But first, let's get this qualifying session out the way.
Fly, I think we need the body the 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 disc stream, not the.
Yes, we have it back. We have it back. And here we go. Let's get these big fat cars going. Session is already underway and Fakugama is out onto the racetrack. He'll be the first driver to set a lap time.
Which is the Francogama GT2 car of the Squadra Corsa Lamborghini.
Yes. And should we talk about his season a little bit, or should we not? Because he has scored 3 times so far out of 5 races, and the other 2 times he DNF'd, including the previous race at Estoril. I forgot why he DNF'd. I think he had some debris or something like that. I think that was the reason.
I know for a fact the other DNF was caused by his teammate crashing into him at Assen. It was probably one of the craziest races of in the OC of all time, probably.
It was pretty wild. I still remember it, not super well. Yeah.
So let's take us through the lap for Silverstone with the Francogama's Lamborghini.
Yep, let's go for it. Here we go. Onto the Hamilton straight in towards Abbey. The first right-hander very fast in these cars. Then in towards the braking at turn 3, first braking zone of the circuit. You need to be precise with it. Into the loop, you need to get the best traction out of it. And then maximize your exit. Let's go through A3 flat out, building up the speed up through the gears we go. Going 5th gear, then 6th gear. Nakagama 25.3 in the first sector, I think that's said. Decent effort. In towards Brooklands. There we go. Long sweeping right-hander from HDX. This key onto this short straight after Woodcut. Everyone knows what corner is next. One of the most famous corners in the world is Cobbs. Very, very fast. Nakagama takes it with no problem whatsoever. Like I said, Beckett's next, one of the most iconic and fun selections of the track to drive. Maximum speed through there, 57.6 for the middle sector split, which is earlier than on other than we used in other series. a little bit about here in the other series, but the real sector split was a little bit earlier. And at the end of the hanger straight, we're going to stow through the right-hander, taking some curb on the exit for a good measure. Very high curb on the inside for Vale, but he's avoided that. He's avoided the sausage curb. And now he's going to bring the car home for a lap of Silverstone. A lap of 1 minute 32.2. So about 8 seconds slower than what the F1 cars did not too long ago. Xavier Ruiz holding someone up. Skillen went third, now Neller goes fastest. I'm quite liking these new camera angles. Brack goes P6. Torvik now takes 6th. Henderson Unome goes P8. Sub Fact is going to go P5. Alan Motian is P8. Lotus Eveland is going to go into what position? It is P4, very good lap. Miklos Gal takes P5 for the time being. Galloway goes fastest of them all. So far, 132.0. Daniel Fraser, can he beat that? No, not quite, but he gets onto a front operational. He fakes 6 Steve. Graf only P8. That's quite lowly for him. Mestitkov goes P6. Morgan goes 12th place for Morgan. As Delabosh goes 14th. Kapal goes 4th. The last driver left to do a lap is Hamid, who goes P7. So that is it for the time being. And what's happened to Josh Figs? Looks like he was overtaken during his flying lap by Daniel Fraser of all people. Fraser very close to saying the fastest time. Maybe that hold up ruined his chances a little bit.
If Josh Things could have got out of the way a lot more quickly, he would have been Fraser would have been on provisional pole. But I mean, traffic is very common in qualifying. I mean, like you could say to me, well, like no crap. There's literally there's other cars around on a qualifying track, but
I would say
still,
traffic is pretty common in England in general.
yeah.
Either way, Galloway is going to come into the pits. It's done a very solid first run. Let's talk about him. Shall we? Galloway, where are you, Galloway? In the championship, he is currently... He's currently 19th. He hasn't scored points a single time this entire season.
Galloway also bottled a potential win at Assen as well. That's what I remember as well from last time. And last time I commentated on the series is that Galloway caused the biggest disaster for an Audi factory team since 2009. If you don't know what I'm referencing to, I'm referring the 2009 24 Hours of Le Mans when the Audis were off the pace. And hey, look, guys, my favorite team, Raven West.
Yes, my favorite Grid Autosport team is quite fun.
No, it's not Autosport. It's the original Grid.
I know, but I only played Grid Autosport. So it's still from all the grids. Our favorite team from all the grids. Better than Team Kicker anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, I think the Roland the Rowans are definitely been the underdogs this season. The Chevy Corvettes have definitely been the underdogs this season. Now back on track is the it's not a factory team, it's a privateer it's not a manufacturing team. It's a Semi Works team. I'm gonna call it Semi Works. Xavier Wee in a Semi Works BMW. I for the past couple seasons, Wee's done pretty well for himself in the series, but there was many times that he was very off the pace, especially last season. But Wee, I think, can still redeem himself from last season. So I mean, he's moved to a new manufacturer. It's a new environment to him, and also it's a completely different car. Even though the DTM cars are basically silhouette cars set with DRS on them. But
Well, he got his first point of the season last time at the Estoril. Oh, he's surely hoping he can build on that momentum and get a little more.
yeah, no pun intended. Yeah, Wee's gonna hopefully can get used to this car now after getting some confidence after that point in Estoril. So Right.
Yes. Well, he'll be starting his lap soon enough. Would you like to take us through it, Blake?
Sure, why not?
All right.
So Silverstone. There we go. So lap of Silverstone starts around here. So coming out to the final corner, which is the club corner, and then down the main straight or Hamilton straight, and then going into the first two corners through Abbey and then Farm Curve, get a lot of traction, and then brake hardly into Village. I get the car switch right very quickly, and then switch back to the left, get very close to the curb, and get the power down onto Aintree. Out to the loop and into entry, and then down the Wellington straight. You need to keep yourself to the right hand side to get yourself a really good entry point into Brooklyn and then to Luffield. He's a bit down, that's fine. Into
Is that what his
Brooklyn.
personal best?
But he's improving though. Into Luffield, very, very, very long. Now down the main, the old straight, and then through Woodcut, trying to get close to the curb as possible, avoid the bollards, run
That was a
wide.
very good first sector, given that his best is 1.3 seconds off the pace.
And then lift off for cops, because in F1 because you can go flat, but in this you can't. Going through maggots and then flat, then you have to lift off through the other bit, and then through Beckett you have to shift down to second gear, and then third, fourth.
It's a very solid lap. He's only 2/10 down.
Down the hanger straight through the John Walker sign, and then into Stowe, which is the longest right hand on the track after Luffield. Get into third gear, get the power down up to fourth, and then fifth.
Tell you what, this looks like a top 6 type of lap. I think you get yourself a very good effort here.
Get as much as you can onto the curbs, and then run as much as you can near the sausage curves out of club, and then lap out of the lap, and then down Hamilton straight as he crosses the line. Sixth. That's a great lap by week.
Yep, just as predicted. P6. Don't get yourself worked up too much. Don't push yourself too much. Blake has fact is finishing a lap. He is improving. He got 13th fastest. Also to note, Hamid stayed in the pits on this run, so he will have one run less, of course. And Sinonome is also on an improvement, currently in 21st. Where is he going to place himself? How about P7 for a change? Not bad. Not bad at all.
Fakazane crosses the line, improves as Gallo improves. Let's see what Bracken can do. 12.
That is
Against the other
P6.
Gravity Aston, which is Evelyn, doesn't improve against the factory Lamborghini. Fourth.
Good
Truick.
effort for Gamba.
Josh Fings in the Mercedes, probably one of the Semi Works teams. Because Josh Fings crosses the line, only 20th. We can par that.
He's
now.
going to places at the very least.
Let's see what the American can do. Crosses the line, fifth. Factory Aston Martin. Here comes Daniel Fraser in front of the home crowd. Can he improve? Yes, he can.
We said earlier he would have been on pole if he didn't get traffic in his first run. Now he's proven it. He's taken pole and he's going to the 131, which no other driver could do. The Graf is, and Graf gets himself P3 very, very close to Galloway.
Very, very, very good laps. Here comes Rory Morgan in the Raven West Corvette. Let's see what this black and grey livery can do. Here comes Rory Morgan from the Farm Club. I think he's on an improvement. Let's see where he can go. Crosses the line. 10th. That's a good lap.
Yeah, P10 for Morgan. Mr. Nome is coming into the pits. So there is that. Evelyn is also coming into the pits, as are a whole lot of other people. But that was an interesting couple of runs. It looks like Graf is back where he belongs. I mean, at the front. Daniel Fraser looking to make amends and get a great result here at home.
I actually need to make sure which one's the factory. Okay. I realize what the main team is, the Semi Works team. So the Triple R team is the. Wait, no. I think Triple R is the factory team, and then RBM is the Semi Works. I think I got it. I got it. I'm just making sure about the teams and where they are in there.
You mean the BMWs?
Yeah, I think the triple R team's the factory team, as the RBM's the Semi Works one.
I think. Well, the RBM is listed first, but I'm really not sure, honestly.
I think you look at the. I think it's due to the. I think it's the liveries. I think it's the liveries. It's like different shades of liveries.
Could ask Flaw.
That factory one. The factory ones. I know
There's not
mainly it's a factory
really-
one.
There's not really a factory team for BMW, so.
Fair enough. Should I just hang on? Let me just.
But for Aston Martin, we have the Aston Martin Racing team, and then
I
we
see.
have Northwest.
Right. Well, Neller has gone out onto the track. I am sorry, guys. I don't think I'll be able to stay past qualifying. I'm not feeling that well.
Look, Rob, it's okay. Just take care of yourself, all right, buddy?
Yeah, thank you. As Neller, let's talk about him. He's achieved plenty in the OC, of course. And this season, he had Paul and Estro, but had that DNF because of that crash. I remember that crash as he was set to win. He messed it up, unfortunately, which cost him quite bigly. Is that even a word? Well, it did cost him quite bigly.
Quickly
That
and bigly.
aside, that aside, he did get a win in the opening race at Hockenheim, so he is 13 points out of Graf, but definitely still up there fighting for shared titles. So maybe with a couple more good results, he can get a little closer. Their challenge for the championship lead, Villanella.
Right on the lap with Villanella once again. Here comes the Mercedes through the first corner. He just gets ahead of his Summer Works teammate, which is Leon Campana. Well, Nella goes into Village and then into the loop and then onto the entry of Aintree. Using all the power from that inline four. Let's see what Will can do. Cross his timing line. Ooh, he's down. That's not what you want. So through
No.
Brooklands and then through left field, hugging the inside wall as you hugging inside Kirby, you can and run wide. And then through Woodcut and then go onto the old straight, try to run wide. And then into Cops, you need to shift down a gear and get back on the power immediately because Mercedes can carry a lot of speed through that corner through Maggots. And then Beckett shift down to two gears. And then up 1, 2, timing line. He's a bit down on the hanger straight.
Yeah.
Shift down 3 gears. Into Stone and Vale, you should shift up to 4th and to 5th before the entry. Into Vale and then into the Azure Club. Get close to the curb.
Yeah, but don't hit it, of course.
And then the entry, and then get the exit onto Club and onto the straight. Let's see what Will can do. He's down.
No
Victor
improvement.
Bobo, 14th.
14th for Victor Bobo. And Sinonome, currently in P9, will be hoping again in the top 8, but he will not do that with this run of pace.
Here comes the of course, the 69 car of Miklos Gal, and we cut away to Xavier Wee.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very, very nice for Gal. He's gone on to provisional pole by a big margin, 3/10 of a second. Quite significant.
That's a massive game by Gal, I must admit. Here comes Josh Fings in the Summer Works team. TV Spell carts. Josh Fings crosses the line. Nothing. I think Darabosh is going to be on a lap. Motrin, he's not improving the Corvette. Crosses the line. Motrin doesn't improve. Houston Ham is on the improving. Crosses the line. Here comes the Beamer. No improving. He must have made a mistake somewhere.
I think so. Could be the case.
So let's see what Houston Ham has done. So through Stowe into third gear. Lock up. And he loses the car.
Quite difficult to follow another car for this section of the racetrack.
No, he locked up for the entry of Beckett and then went off. Spun round. He was on a good
Yeah.
brake lap as well. I think he pushed way too hard. I think he dabbed the brakes too much. He goes
But
resin.
he will have time to improve on his best lap. He still got about more runs in him. As Morgan's in the pit now. The Graf goes back up to third. He's got that improvement with a little bit of toe on the short straight at the end. Could have given him a few hundreds there, that though. Eveland crossing the line. No improvement. Fraser is back on pole by half a tenth of a second exactly. I didn't expect that. But great job for Fraser. Knocks Gal down a little bit. He's picking off Gal. What is there to say? Gal won the previous race at Estoril. And he also finished second in Mugello. Mugello was over a year and 3 months ago almost.
I do not want to talk about that.
Meaning,
It was back in the time where DTM was basically just a concept at this point.
yeah,
Because
indeed.
everyone was tired and everyone needed a break. But
Yeah, that's true. As anyway, Darabosh is on a flying lap, currently not improving, but you can change your fate in Sector 3 if your first two sectors weren't that bad. Unfortunately for Darabosh, that is not the case. He did not improve on that lap. Graf is coming into the pits, as is the car in front of him.
that's Skillen. I think that's BMS. I think that's the BMS Scuderia Italia Aston. I would say.
It seems like it.
This
As
is
Turvik is also coming into the pits, he is down to last place.
I think it's the factory team. Yeah, it is. And then there's
That's the
the
Northwest
Northwest.
AMR of Eveland.
And you may be wondering, why am I using these names? Factory, Summer Works, Privateer. It's because, because let's say I've got too much into sports car racing and I can't get those words out of my head. I'm sorry, you have to listen to me. Use those key words.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Don't worry about it.
I forgot. Graf is gonna go to the. Graf is gonna go to the. It's the Kick Sauber team. But yeah. I don't think the Sauber's gonna be that good, anyways. But I think Grass's objective for next season is just to survive, really, because I don't think Sauber's gonna be that brilliant.
I think they were on a neutral trend, weren't they?
I don't know what the trend is because I don't decide the performance.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're gonna go up or down. I'm just hoping Graffin can survive. That's all there is to it.
Yes, indeed.
Throw Morgan on the outlier. I must say one thing though. Since Assen, Raven West hasn't done really good, to be honest. The 9 car's done pretty well, scoring the teams most of the points. But however, there was a glaring issue with Raven West's performance so far. The second driver hasn't been all that consistent. I mean, you could say the same thing for the first driver as well, but at least they're in the points apart from one round. That was Mugello. But I will say, I think Morgan definitely needs to pick up the pace if he wants to be at a option. But at the moment, on his home soil, he's doing just that at the moment, right? Here comes Morgan crossing the line. Let's have a look on that Corvette C6. Going through farm and then through village on the brakes. And into the loop. Getting your car crossed up onto the left and then get the exit on. Entry. Send it down the back straight. Past the Fly Brits pit boards. He's a bit down, but 10th is still a good result if he can still hold on to this qualifying session. Morgan going through left field. Can he get a really good exit? He's done a decent exit. And then go as wide as you can. And then remember to shift down again when you go to Cop's corner.
It's okay. I was having a few issues with connection for just a little bit anyway, but Morgan, no improvement for the middle sector for Morgan. So let's see, as Galloway, he's in the pits on this run, so that's interesting.
Here they go, into Vale, into Club, onto the chicane. Get them big boosts off the exit. I don't think he's going to improve, but at least it's encouraging pace at the moment from
No
Morgan.
improvement. I don't think that pace was encouraging at all. 7/10 of his personal best. I'm sorry to say, but Neller is having some encouraging pace. He's gone up in the 5th place. The fastest for Will Neller. Good effort there. Good effort for a 2017 champion.
Flo, we're still on the Corvette.
Yellow flags at Magnus Brackets. What's happening? What's going on here? Someone must have spun, judging by the minimap. There's a car in the gravel. And who is it, Chris Cabra?
Oh!
It's Daniel Fraser. It's not just him. He's had an encounter.
Then who's gone off at Beckett? I think it's just Fraser that just went off, and then on the steer kicks in, and then boom.
That's a heavy impact.
That is a high-speed impact. Jesus Christ.
I think that's session over for the pole sitter.
Yep. And then into the... Oh, that is a big hit. The chassis falling apart. Oh my god.
Wow.
That is a big accident.
If this were real life, I'm not sure he would be fit for the race.
If the injury system was still around, he would have been parked immediately. That was a big accident.
Yes, indeed. Big wreck for the professional pole sitter. And look at this graph. Why not an improvement in the middle sector? He went off as well. Did he collect the debris?
No.
No, he just went. Anyway, graph is on an improvement. Keep an eye on him. At this rate, he will not be getting personal pole, but he already going second. But he could get closer to the two of them. Skill is going to finish his lap, and Graf also. Skill, where is he going to go? He's 20th. He's now 12th. Gained 8 places there. Graf, he get back on the front row? No, he remains in 3rd place. Gained a little bit. Things. How will things go for things? Things are not going so well. He doesn't improve. He's on the back row. That could be it for him. Fact doesn't improve. Botian doesn't improve. Evelyn doesn't appear to be improving. Yellows are God. Yellows are God, just like the battle in World War One.
God? Yeah. The yellows are God? So basically you're telling me yellow flags are basically godsend, basically what you're telling me right now is.
No, I was referencing the battle of Argonne. Anyway, Bartosz Vraki has got off the track at Stowe. We didn't quite catch it, but he's fucked it up.
Oh, and we're off the air.
He tried driving like it was an F1 car. He tried driving a DTM car like it was an F1 car into Stowe.
Yeah, he tried to. He doesn't have the downforce, unfortunately. He comes down below.
Extra points for the attempt, though.
Great lap, by the
6. Yes, very solid. Very solid from the Italian driver. As Campana doesn't improve. Turvik. Can he improve? Matos Turvik? No, he doesn't improve. That could be it. Fraser is back in the garage. I think he's getting a spare carbine enforced on him. None that matters anyway, because unless someone can beat him, he's gonna start on pole. If nobody beat, as a great Will Buxton would say, you want to be at the front, because it means you got the other 21 cars standing behind you. I am sorry. That joke was so cringe, it made them like, oh, different. Anyway, Graf is going into the pits. I think some people will have time for one last run, but I don't think most of the grid will.
Don't worry, I was just clipping something. I was clipping that footy thing.
It's alright, it's alright.
I was clipping we were off the air. I find that too funny not to clip.
I didn't
Right.
hear you didn't hear my joke about Fraser, then did you?
No, I didn't hear about the joke about Fraser.
I said Fraser will want to be will be happy to start at the front because as the Great Wall Buxton said, it means he has the other 21 they are starting behind him.
Oh yeah, looks like he's been sent to the Western Front. Quite literally. Anyways, enough about jokes about war. When you have jokes about Jake Galloway, we have an Audi. And he likes to bottle the Audi factory team every time he steps into that car. I'm hoping he doesn't do that though, because I'm hoping he has a really good
Loser,
rest of the season. Because my God, I'm not gonna forgive this guy for what he did at Assen. Like I'm not.
here's an idea. Loser has to play as Poland or historical in Hardwired 4.
No, no, no.
You don't like Poland?
I like Poland. Poland's a beautiful country. I'm not gonna say that word on live on air because it's a swear word.
Say it anyway. It's okay. We don't judge. We will not get cancelled.
I mean, to be honest, I did just clip. We got off the air, so it's not that bad.
Anyway, Galloway is about to start his flying lap. Let's see if he can turn things around and get himself back onto the front row.
2 minutes remaining left for this qualifying session. Jake Galloway on the lap.
Thank you, Jeff.
Cheers, Jeff. Galloway into Village. Let's hope he gets an improvement up.
He looked very slow there on the approach to 3. Sorry, 4. Interesting. Could have cost him a little bit of time in S1. Let's check it out. He is down quite significantly. I don't think this is it.
I don't think this is going to be the lap of the greats. I would say from Jake Galloway.
No, it's not. Probably not going to get an improvement. Sector 1 looked a little shaky, and I don't see him recovering much, if at all. And S2. You need supreme confidence in this fast section of corners. There's plenty of time that can be won or lost here. He's already almost 7 tenths down, and he's taken quite a significant lift into Chapel, and will not be good news for him. 45 seconds to go in this session. As Galloway, through the right hand of Stowe he goes, not trying any sort of heroics like Bracky, was it?
Huh?
Not trying any hero.
Yeah, it was bracket.
Alright, Galloway to finish the lap. Where is he going to go? Jake Galloway. He remains where he is. No improvement, of course. Over 1.2 seconds off the pace. Neller is currently P5. It doesn't appear he'll be able to do any better than that. He got 9 seconds on the clock. Let's see. Neller. Lockup. Big lockup into Vale. Not that mattered anyway. He wasn't going to improve. Checker flag is out. That's the end of the session. We're now just waiting for the drivers to finish their laps. Tarabash and Fraser were still in the pits. Fraser for obvious reasons. Morgan, no improvement. Campana too late to start a lap. Same goes for Bracky. Gall's not too late. He was on pole. Can he take it back? Number 69. He'll start second or worse. That was a woeful lap actually. Graf doesn't improve either. Both Kala and Graf had some pretty shambolic laps there, over a second off the pace.
I know I know what you're gonna use there. Shambolic laugh is like putting it lightly, but skill crosses the line. Shambolic.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but I just kind of find
It's
you almost
fine.
said your word.
It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I find it funny when people swear on Cobble Tree. I find it hilarious.
Looks like we have an overtake attempt here.
I think he bolted it somewhere.
He was have second down in sector 1 already.
I think he's gone off at sector 1.
No, his lap was just shit.
Looks like those that you prefer to see will be sold to Korea, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad I could entertain you with that a little bit of the humor. It's I don't know why does they prove Eveland? Why is everybody a second off the pace? I don't understand.
I think somebody went off and then everyone kind of bunched and just stopped, I guess.
Anyway, we is the last car to do a flying lap for he doesn't improve. So that's it. That's it. Daniel Fraser crashes his way to pole position. If this were an IndyCar, he might get that best lap deleted for a red flag. Because he got a red flag.
Sebastian Vettel, 2013, Singapore. That is commendable.
Charles Leclerc, 2021 Monaco. Let's just hope he starts the bloody race. I think I will stay just a little bit. No, I cancel cancel culture. Hashtag perfect last. Hashtag why do I keep adding all these hashtags?
Hashtag cancel. What is going on in this?
Guys, I have some sad news to share.
What?
Pope Francis is the first ever Pope to see the 0 Ferrari championships under his reign ever since Formula 1 started.
Oh no! Anyways, last week. No disrespect to the Pope though, but that's that is I think I've offended a lot of people with that, but
There is a small chance that the next Pope could be a man whose last name is literally Pizza Balla. So there's at least that.
at least one of them, at least the I think the Popes are very interesting people. I must say.
Who's going to be the next Pope? I don't know. And what name are they going to choose? I don't know either. But looks like Dennis is here. Dennis, who do you think is going to be the next Pope? I'm just kidding.
Wait.
I have an idea, guys. Guys, listen. I have an idea for who the next Pope should be.
Who?
He's an old man who is a Catholic man, and he has recently lost his job. Joe Biden.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say Eric Ten Hag, but okay, I guess.
I don't think that Hag is a Catholic, but Joe Biden is a Catholic. He could be the next Pope, for all we know.
Right. I think this is cue for Rob to leave. I think Dennis has joined.
Yes,
Hello.
I'm going to go now. Thank you very much for letting me do the quali, and I'm gonna go now. For good luck, everybody, for the race. I'll try to watch a little bit, and yeah, good luck.
Good luck. Luck to
Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Changed my mind.
What?
I changed my mind. I'm going to do a little bit of the race at least.
Nice. You can do as much as you want.
Thank you.
But the interesting tactics from Fraser, the crashing the pole.
Yes. It. Hey, you know this Silverstone is where the phrase "interesting tactics" came wrong. You remember, right? Hamilton said that about Ferrari in 2018.
Yeah.
They thought they made Kimi crash into him.
Boah.
Sorry, Dennis tried to say something again.
Boah.
I think sound on my end is okay. Let's say something.
Say what?
Okay, it was an audio issue on my end, but I fixed it. Blake, who do you think is going to be the next pope? Is it going to be Joe Biden?
Nah, Eric Ten Hag will be the next one. That's for sure.
He needs to change his religion first, I think. He has to change his religion first because
I'm obviously joking. I have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
yeah. Maybe wait. You know Portuguese people are Catholic, yeah? I know
Only
who
I
should be
know
the
the
next pope. Jose Mourinho should be the next pope. Imagine what he will do with the church, if he becomes pope.
Hello, hi, my name is Jose Mourinho.
He will make a Vatican City football team win the World Cup. Yeah, yes. There's everybody over in Vatican is over 60. They will still make a team that can win the World Cup. That's the plan. That's the Mourinho master plan. If he can do it with Inter, he can do it with anybody.
Yeah.
Never forget, guys. Jose Mourinho brought Spurs to a final. He brought Spurs all the way to a cup final,
Right.
and then they fired him.
Right, let's not talk about football. Let's talk about the grid. Not the video
Yes.
game, the grid of DTM. So the first four cars are as follows: Daniel Fraser in the factory team Aston Martin, with the two, of course, factory Ferraris of Mika Scout and Daniel Graf, and the factory team of the app car of Jake Galloway. And you can do one.
All right. It is Will Neller P5 followed by Franco Gamba. It is Lee Cabana and Mohammed Mohammed in P8.
And then Xavier Wee in RBM with Henderson in the Audi Apt with Revan West with Rogan Morgan in 11th. 12th is Mohammed Razan in the Super Tail. Mercedes, I'm just going to say Mercedes.
Yes. Max Killen in 13th, followed by Daniel Darabush in the Triple R. It is Victor Bob with 15th, followed by Maxim Titko 16th. And let's let Dennis do some as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, but going the P17 on the grid, we have Bartosz Braki, the Northwest, followed by his teammate, Lotus Eveland. In 19th on the grid, we have Sam Vact, followed by Wola Motjen. Disappointing qualifying from him, to be honest. In the last one on the grid, we have Josh Things and Matteo Stoic.
Sure, Blake. You can start it, that is.
Oh, it's rain!
Just looks like just a little bit of drizzle.
After the race.
Yeah, I was about to say after the race.
After the race. Never mind. I got my hopes up.
Rain would have been nice, but
I felt the same
Unfortunately.
when they told me Mourinho was not going to be the next pope. I felt the same disappointment, so don't worry.
Oh my god. Start with the Mourinho and the Pope jizz. We're literally trying to commentate a literal
You're right. That's hey, that was our mid.
This is like the WEC.
That was our midstream entertainment. Now the
Right.
racing action is going to begin.
Right. Enough
Here we-
trickery, enough nonsense. We're
Here we go.
here for the British round of the DTM Championship, and it's 5 lights. And
Go.
the DTM race at Silverstone is go, with Daniel Fraser getting a really, really good start in the Aston Martin. Here comes the German Dennis Graf off the
Gallus had a
inside.
bad start, but Fraser is holding on for now. Graf is going to try to go for it. Gallus already dropped out to 4th.
V12 versus V8, and here comes the inline 4 Audi. Here we go into Village. Let's hope everyone can get
there's a
outside
bit
in the
of crash
crash.
already.
Oh!
Ditko has been
Ditko
taken
off.
out. Ditko is out of this race already. And
Oh.
Fact appears to have taken damage as well. Is he
Yeah.
out? Yes, he is.
Yes,
As a matter of
he's
fact,
out.
he is out. And Mochin
Oh,
has avoided damage.
Shame.
There's more damage in front. A bit back.
Graf is taking the lead. I see by the cameras. Graf is taking the lead. How big is damage?
So he gets, I think he gets hit or behind by Sinner, or he gets collected. No, he didn't. He gets,
Oh.
congestion. Oh dear.
Actually hit
Oh.
Wee.
They're all backed up right
Wait.
behind Wee.
I
So
think he
Morgan
broke one.
Anyway, let's see what
So
happens
what's
here.
happened here? Oh, he got
Oh,
hit from behind.
Oh, by fact.
He got
Oh.
pushed aside.
Oh dear, that is. I ain't no driving instructor, but I don't think you should do that.
No. Went in
Yeah.
escape damage even after running over the sausage curb.
I think Mochin's fine. I think Mochin's okay. I don't think he got any major damage. I think he's fine.
Yeah, he just got caught up in this, but he's lucky to survive without any damage.
Graf has taken the lead meanwhile. It looks like he got him nice and easy on the Wellington Straight. Why did I say hangar for a second? It looks like there's a big disparity in fuel load between the top two. Freighter
That's it
appears to
over
be
here.
one up
Mine.
on the two.
There's still lots of position changing going on, of course. Doris and back having to avoid the guys who have damage.
Yes, indeed.
Now the guys with damage are at the back. And here we could see some moves in over here. Could be 3 wide.
Can anyone make it through? Hetzo Tsunami gets through.
Nice move there, indeed.
What a move! That is a
Very
good.
well executed.
That is a statement. That's a statement from Audi saying, "Hello, we're here. We're here to take your position, Mercedes and BMW. We're not here to move. We shall not be moved." He goes into pit lane. Everyone got through safe. That is a good sign. I got very bad
Leads by
memories of that
8 to a
pit lane.
second meanwhile. As Killen tried to make a move into turn 1.
I think
The way
still
yellow flags were there, yes.
don't overtake there, sir. Don't overtake. Please stay single file.
What version of Silverstone is this, by the way, Flo? Confirmation there that Fact is out.
Yep. A bit late, graphic.
Looks like we have an overtake a wall at the straight there. As Killen is currently P12. We P7.
Oh, can you make the move stick here against Nella? It is not quite.
No.
That place is usually not overtaking spot if you're not completely there.
Look at this,
But
though.
now
Much is
Wattian
making a
with
great
the
move into
move.
Baggett's. Fantastic stuff. Up to 17th place he goes. He's regaining place after that scare at the start. As his compatriot Darabosh is also making a move for 10th place. Can he make it work? Yes, he can. Diving down the inside. Gets himself in front of Razen, I think that was. Evelyn into Vale, not thinking anything. Staying nicely behind.
Yep, indeed.
Graf leads by 1.3 seconds.
It was Sinov is pushing.
Watch out, he's going for a move right the outside of Wilner into turn 3. I've never seen an attempt like that. And probably for good reason, because it did work. But look at this, Evil that's just been passed with a dive bomb right the outside of turn 3. By her, I think that's her, no, that's the Lamborghini.
It's a Bobo.
The Bobo actually went for it.
Yeah,
Dive bomb
and then
right
they
the
got repassed.
outside of Village. Heading inside for the loop though and compromised his exit, lost it into entry. That was a nice side-by-side sequence.
Yep. He has to wait a bit more to get him.
He goes to
again.
Corvette.
Yep, another move. Motjen.
Good stuff
Well,
around Motjen. He's making his way back through this race quite well. Severie, P7, currently trying his best to gain some more places. Fight the outside of Will Neller. No.
We look at McSkillen fighting with Rosin.
Yep. 1.6, so Graf is extending the advantage over Fraser, but not by much. This could benefit Fraser. Don't forget there's a fuel disparity between the two of them. Graf is on the fuel load for 2-stoppers, so he's fuel much lighter. This could help Fraser later on, as now Skilled is taking full advantage of Raz's not defend the inside, takes the position from him, up to 11th he goes. Evelyn meanwhile fighting with a Bobo. Bobo got passed unseen by the cameras.
Titoff's car has finally been removed, and now
Yep.
now
We
it's
can-
Yellows are
fully
gone.
green.
We can study the underfloor of his car. Like they do with Choco Perez. Evelyn's trying to get back at Bobo. Let's see. Any way through? No.
Okay, here comes Henderson and Ermini Audi. Let's see what he can do against Miklos. Miklos defends. That is a aggressive but fair move by Miklos. Stuff he could do there.
He
Here
got
comes
tried his
Josh
best there.
on
He's
the
now
inside, trying to force the move. I don't think that's going to work.
He's trying to make things happen,
Oh,
but
that's
things
close.
no way through.
That is very close, but Josh had the right idea, but just couldn't get the traction. Here comes Gal versus Henderson. No, Audi versus Ferrari. Here we go. Cinema into the It's getting just still side by side,
It's still side by side.
but Xavier Wee's going to join the fun.
He's got
Trying to
him
force
for
Gal
now,
out.
but out of Chapel, Gal's gotta get a better momentum. And they've really
Gal
cost each
stays
other
in
a
front.
bunch of time.
And here comes Xavier Wee in the
He's gotta
Beamer.
get both of them.
3-1.
He's gotta
Yeah,
get
that's
both of them
well.
in one move. He's got one. He's got two.
2-1. That is what you need. Synonym gets bogged down. Here comes Nella. Gets forced out of the chicane. Xavier Wee's on a mission in that BMW, I must say so myself. But all the while,
Indeed.
the leaders are pulling away, which is the Ferrari of Graf, Aston Martin of Fraser. And here comes Carroll at the inside again, trying to make sure to stamp his authority over Whitty. But
Good
Wee's
move.
trying to fight
Good
back.
move.
Wee trying to get the car as much as get a really good exit, but Henderson tries to have a look on the BMW, gets forced. Let's see what the Audi can do on the inside. Goes into Synonyme.
Great
Up to
dive.
fifth. That's a good move. Lotus Evelyn
this
on
was
the
just
inside,
scrubbing.
get him trying to get past the Lambo, but she couldn't get through.
Yeah.
Synonyme's going for another move, trying to
Get
deal
here.
what has been done. He down
Nice
to the
move.
blade. Move. He's moving up into different places. But hopefully Henderson can run away from this group and not get caught up again, because that move from Xavier Wee could happen again. But however, Xavier Wee got to redo his entire strategy all over again.
Yeah, but now the gap is too big to make it a Gal defense.
Darabos is on an improvement, which is actually very good signs for the BMW driver. Here comes Wee on the around the outside, as well as Darabos, but can find the space. Motrin trying to get past Wonder Premers. Can find a way through. Looks like Wee's gone a bit wide. Here comes Nella on the inside. Dive! And
Good
gets
pass.
through on the BMW. That is a very, very, very brave move.
We made some great effort overtaking cars, but now he's dropping back. As
Here
he's
we go,
had a little
Campana's now
mistake. He's under pressure from
having a
Campana.
look. Down
Hold
Bosch
on
for
a
the point
second.
now.
Bosch is trying to go for it. He's going on the inside. He's made it work.
And now into the points.
Yes. Yes, he's got there. Getting there. 3 seconds beer up gap between the leaders. Gav has a space advantage, not as massive as we might have expected, but he has better pace, so that'll be very good
Of
for
course,
Dennis
without a
Gav.
few.
Yes, indeed. Need to be very mindful of these things.
Campana currently not a great start for him this race. He dropped, I think, originally started 7th, now back down to P9.
Here we go. BMW versus BMW Civil War. Here we go.
Yep.
Semi-works team
Daniel
has the semi-works.
inside.
Here comes Darabos on the inside. Gets forced out by Xavier Wee. Still
Didn't
Davis
have
down
enough
to the
grip to
ground.
complete that move. Meanwhile, Skillet is trying to switch to attack, it to fail, but too late. Tiggs has to reach the back of, I think that was Evelyn.
I am laughing a little bit because how massive that Aston Martin is compared to that Lamborghini Gallardo. It's hilarious.
That was maybe
Darabos, come have a
trying
look.
something here. No, never mind. He's gonna have to wait for Wellington straight to make a move.
Comes Wilnella. Wilnella is starting to drop off a little bit to the top 5, but it doesn't mean he's in trouble yet. You know, sorry.
Gillen
Oh,
passed cover for P10.
Comes Darabos. Rewonka on the inside. Let's see if he can get through at Cup's corner. Just ends it. I think Darabos is running lower fuel. I think, by the looks of things.
could be. Maybe
Well, I
seeing
just
some pit
realised.
stops sooner rather than later.
Wait, is Campana on a 1-stop?
Let's see.
Oh my!
Yes.
20
Definitely.
liters of what?
He's definitely going for pace in the second stint. That's for
He's
sure.
he's definitely going long, as well as Galloway is probably the ballsiest driver out of them all. I think he might actually have a really good advantage. You know, he might suffer in this first stint, considering everyone around him will box for the.
Galloway is only 8 seconds behind the race leader so far.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea to stay out as long as possible before you can go for an absolute mad push lap at the end of the race.
Well, the pit lane at Silverstone is one of the slowest and longest.
So that's why I think that's why
That's
maybe
why
that's why
Tosip is
Galloway's
more
going for the
risky,
track.
but we gotta move down the inside. Good dive.
If Bobo gets past Josh Things and an Englishman goes after another Englishman, I think.
Yes, meanwhile, Tarabosh in P6. He's got Neller behind him.
I think he got past Nella, but unseen by the cameras. I think.
Could be. 4.5 the gap between the leaders. Tsunonobe also P4, doing a good job. We into Costa the inside, he's got Neller. Quite nice and easy.
I think Sinonoma is catching Jake Galloway.
Could be.
No, he is definitely catching Jake Galloway because that gap is a lot closer.
Looking at the minimap, you're right. I can see them at the end of Hanger Straight quite close to each other within 2 seconds.
But you haven't talked about in the qualifying about the new drivers coming for DTM next season?
No, I haven't.
Because there's some news regarding new drivers for DTM next season.
New drivers include of AF Corsa decided to just gonna break the bank of the wage was gonna go higher this one. George Roque going to Ferrari, but the wrong Ferrari, a DTM seat at Ferrari. But I think maybe a DTM seat is a lot better than what the hell's the F1 team doing at the moment because
And don't forget they're on a downward trend for next season, Ferrari. So they has got up right to the back of Galloway, actually. You're right, guys. My mistake for
Ferrari's
not seeing.
not looking great, I must admit myself.
In Romanian, we have an expression which would translate to sinking ship.
Yeah.
And I lied about that expression, but I'm not lying about Tsunonobe making an overtake to get himself up into the podium.
That's a great move by the Japanese driver. Then Lotus Evelyn having a go.
Easy pass. It's never easy to overtake into coast, but Lotus Evelyn made it look quite easy there.
How much fuel is Franco running anyways? Like how much fuel is he actually running?
Cool.
How much fuel is Franco running? Because that seemed very easy of a move. That's a lot of fuel.
Franco got back.
Anyways, another contract's been signed with William Volker. which I think that kind of surprised me that I went to Aston Martin. I thought it would go to Mercedes, but to
I
be
thought
honest, I
you'd
don't
stay
think he
Chubb
will.
car.
I don't think he wants a repeat of what happened last time. Last time he
No.
was in DTM with Mercedes, he was not that good. So I think probably Volker made a decent decision by going to Aston. And with
Yeah,
another Rubino Gonzalez going in, and also another one going into the. I think another one will go to. Another one's going to Rubino Gonzalez. I think he switched. Is he switching or is he in a different series? I've honestly forgot already.
He's currently in F2.
Oh, he's in F2. I was thinking of last. I think it was like 2 seasons ago. My bad.
Yeah, of course, Gonzalez, the reigning DTM champion. Of course, that was a massive signing for Elf Corse.
That's
But
what.
of course, it means that Victor Scal will also leave the team.
Yes,
But
unfortunately.
where is he gonna
Yeah.
go? Where is he gonna go? I've absolutely no idea.
Yeah, we have to see
Long
in the
time.
future. But as you mentioned,
Anyway.
qualifying, the Graf has a seat nailed down already, which is nice.
Gillen going round the outside. Surely not round the outside of Campana. I knew it.
Well, he might just have
Unless
pulled it
gets
off.
traction
Oh,
on, not
wait.
enough power. Gets forced out. I guess the V12 doesn't have it after all. I'll see it Lotus, who was the first one to go in.
Yep, going in.
Yep.
Lap 11. P11.
Darabos in the pits as well. You can Beam and mechanics fitting the new tyres and fuel. 24
It stopped
litres.
there, 5.9.
That would
That's
go.
quick stop.
That was a quick stop as well, but you has to box at the end. This is very interesting strategy, I must say so myself. He has
Yeah,
to box
25 laps of fuel, so I expect he will come in at around about lap 31 or 32.
interesting tactics. Oh, bless you. I was about to say interesting tactics as a 7-time world
Inflat
champion.
fueled quite heavily, but also not enough to the end.
But I don't know how much. But I think Darabos has enough tires and fuel to make it.
No, definitely not
No.
enough fuel.
No. I'm talking about
Just
make it
need-
to the next stint. Probably unscathed.
Oh, yeah,
I think.
sure.
Yeah.
But is it wise?
Gillen
Was
will
this
I mean,
fit.
we have one way to find out. Here
Yes.
comes Josh Biggs! Somebody had a big, massive click slide. He almost went
Yeah.
off the track. Here comes
Hold on a second,
Skillen.
because Skill is making his way
Oh,
through.
Around the outside, I think he has to back out. He's going in the pits.
Careful
back out,
here,
he's
you
got
have to
to
be
back
very
out.
careful.
There you go.
Good. All good.
See, that's how you avoid the pit lane, the pit lane crash.
It's
I got crashed into when I last drove here.
definitely
I
a
was not
shorter
on the
middle
podium.
stint than the others.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
so
sure. 21 laps of fuel, 7.3. So slightly
lap
worse
32
stop.
probably going to come in. And Darabos is. I think Darabos will be very very close to the Mikos Gal. But he's got
Okay.
past. But he's on the cut at Skillen.
Killer appears to have clean air. Yeah.
Yes,
Yep,
someone got
indeed.
cleaner. Another victim.
Garabosh going for the inside. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Yeah, Turek is now off of Darabos' list. Next stop is Mikos Gal, but Gal just recently come out of the pit, so I think it will be a very tough, a big challenge for Darabos to overtake the Ferrari driver.
That's right. Gonna try his best though. Gal in the meantime. Not much to say. Sorry.
On board with the flying. Bye-bye.
Razin is in the
Razin.
pits.
Yep,
Right.
Razin in.
Send it.
Yep, he should go into lap 30 or something.
Yeah, thereabouts. For 30 laps of fuel for Razin, just under. 2.4 second stop.
Yep, we've seen the faster stops, but of course, not a terrible stop, unlike Kickstarter last season. Really,
Oh,
I'll try to make a
Motrin.
move on his compatriot. It
It's a
wasn't so
freeway.
easy.
It's a freeway fight between the Hungarians.
Yes.
This is going to get a bit interesting.
yeah.
Motrin
They're fighting for the. Are they fighting for the Palinka, or have they already drunk it and are fighting for
Gal
the
is
sake
on
of
the inside
fighting?
right
Gal
on
on
West
the
Coast.
inside,
Easy move.
place.
Here comes
Oh.
the. Oh, Motrin
Yeah.
pulls the Darabos wide. I swear.
Cost him almost a second there.
Bobo is on. Still gonna go long.
Aye, Bobo.
Motrin's going long as well. But Motrin's a sitting duck. Sinonome in the pits. 20 laps of fuel. That'll be lap 34 that he's gonna.
Good call for race leader.
8.1 second stop, and the pit stops are getting slower actually.
Sinonome comes out the pits. Let's see. Is he ahead of the guy behind? And we just cut to Campana. He's
It's in
ahead of
front.
he's had a Lamborghini. Motrin trying to fight back, but at the moment it's not worth to fight the cars at the moment, especially with
No.
cars with fresher tires. So we can
Indeed.
now pit. Here comes Dennis Graff, leaders coming into the pit.
He's done an excellent job so far in this race. First, he took the lead at the end of the first sector on lap 1. I think he will be delighted with that, as he's being serviced 21 laps of fuel. So I expect him to pit at around about lap 32, 33.
Anyway,
Those
I
lines.
think Galloway is going to get ahead of Dennis Graff, but I think he will. But I think it's not the advantage.
There
that
it was already.
for. What?
Galloway
Okay.
is in front, but Graf should have the pace to get him.
I think it's
You would
Fraser.
imagine.
I think it's Fraser who's in the lead. But yeah,
The
Fraser's
Fraser's now leading. Galloway second, we third, Graf fourth.
but at the
Yes,
moment,
indeed.
Graff is at the moment the braciest out of the four. So I think
Looks to me
Graf
that Graf's pace has been very, very strong in the first stint. He's definitely, especially towards the end of the stint, looked like he had his tires better. He was gaining he was building the gap quite significantly. The early parts looked a little bit slowish, but he really increased that advantage. And now his teammate Gale is making a move. Franco got by easy pass there into Brooklyn. It's nicely done.
Wait, is Galloway on a one stop or two stop? I haven't noticed.
One.
One stop? Oh, I see.
Yes.
That's why he's in front. So yeah, that's. I think everybody apart from Fraser, top 3, I think, should be a one stop. But, see how this goes. So that's interesting. Graf, of course, is ahead of Campana, his next championship rival. Fraser Pitts. But Campana hasn't stopped yet.
No.
Shows how strong the first stint of Graf was, of course, with the lighter fuel.
I think Graff is starting. I think he's now on the back of the car ahead. I think that was Xavier Wee. I think he's on the back of Xavier Wee along the Wellington Straight.
Yep, there they are.
Yep, he's
The
gonna
8
go
power
for
versus
it.
inline 4. Xavier Wee defends. Up the inside goes Dennis Graff.
And he
Easy
gets it.
pass. Nicely done.
Gets the position cleanly done with Dennis Graff.
Putting those fresh tires to good use.
Yeah.
That is right indeed. Fraser will pit, as mentioned.
Excuse me, I have to take a short break.
Right.
Right.
No, Sino, I think he can have a good shot. This would say top 5. Good top 5 finish. Let's look at Evelyn against his teammate. Yes.
That's Bracky.
Yep. Change the position between the teammates even through. Now Fraser is in the pits.
Yeah, Northwest at the moment is, if you're the team boss at Northwest, you'll just like make sure you don't pull your hair out of the amount of, oh my, what is that backfire on that Aston? Oh my god.
Yeah.
looks at the VTOL just wants to have power. By the looks
Yeah.
of it. It hates being slow. Anyways, Fraser. Oh, he's actually be a. Ooh!
Right,
Right,
this-
that was
this
close.
one,
Just ahead of Tsunonobe, that's crucial, but that was super close.
Yep. Indeed. Also, what
I
that
think-
should mean, the undercut should be very powerful with these new tires.
I think by the looks of things, I think Fraser's is fighting Tsunonobe. I think Tsunonobe's just got ahead of Fraser. I don't see by the cameras.
Yeah, he got through, yes. Sino
Yeah.
is ahead. But I'm not surprised, because Sino already with the right temperature of the tires. Now he's already going for the next move.
Oh, gets blocked by Campana, but Tsunonobe still trying to have a look. Let's see. V12 versus inline 4. It's still neck and neck.
That could,
Very different placement of engines, different displacement of car, and they're still fighting out. Like, if it's like 2006, this is brilliant racing so far. Campana's in the middle, Hendrik Simonami on the inside. Fraser being blocked by the Mercedes on the inside goes Hendrik Simonami. Simonami gets 4th place as Fraser goes trying to get through, but gets blocked by Campana.
yeah, he needs to pass Campana immediately so he can still fight for the podium. As now Wee is in the pits. Actually, KTV going now. He's also stopping. And look at this.
Battle
Graf's
for the
already
lead.
back
DJ Galloway.
The 2-stop
And-
is definitely the better strategy here.
I don't know about that. We'll see. Have a look. Here comes Galloway. Galloway defends against Dennis Graff on the inside of Dennis Graff. Here comes the German. He's in the lead. Very
Yeah,
good strategy by Ferrari.
Yeah, indeed, he takes the lead from his former MP Motorsport teammate in 2018 GP2.
I'm back. What have I missed?
Graf, we took the lead.
Fraser finally gets past the Mercedes. That is a frustrating first lap on these new tyres for the Aston Martin driver. Campana
I
literally
see.
held up Daniel Fraser for a long, long time.
I see.
Very good, Evelyn.
Also, I just realised Jake Galloway and Henderson and them has a 12-second gap to the next Audi. Jesus.
Wow.
On a bike.
Good
Yeah,
pace
Galloway,
from
of
them
course, is
so
strategy
far.
related.
But it looks clear who has the better strategy compared to between Graf and the Galloway. But Galloway doing a good job. He's gonna try his best to secure second today.
I think Senna will catch up to Galloway at some point, but there's no way that
Lock up.
Watch out,
he's
this
alright.
spin. How about this had a spinner and to pick up any damage there on the rejoin. But yeah, he is not doing himself any favors, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that is unfortunate that the Beamer didn't get the thing ready. Galloway. I must say Galloway is still holding on, but I don't think that's going to last for long though, considering he's on old tyres. So
Indeed.
I think at the moment, Galloway's just objective is just to survive as long as possible. Really. I don't know. Maybe that's the plan all along, but Cinnamon was way off.
Yeah,
Way off.
because he
Graph.
still has a lot of fuel. He will not pit for 10 more laps.
Yeah. I think it will box before Graph, but I don't know how much how long it's gonna take in the pit lane for a fuel stop and tires around Silverstone. I think it's like, is it like 30 seconds?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, around 30 seconds with driving in and out the pits.
I think Galloway still has a chance, but it's not. It's gonna be not be the perfect plan.
Yeah, he needs to
That's why
survive
his
the end
pace
of his
is like,
stint.
yeah, indeed. With tires, especially if his tires are like down.
It just
Yeah.
needs to hang on for like 10 laps and basically and make sure he's not in 30 seconds. If he's not in the 30-second gap, he will catch Graph.
No, I don't think he has any chance to catch Graf.
Meanwhile, in third, we got ourselves an Audi being chased by an Aston Martin. But meanwhile, in seventh, Bob has done pretty well. Oh, that's a close one.
I think the Bobo hasn't stopped yet.
He hasn't stopped yet, but at the
Yeah.
moment,
Guys, I'm going to go now, guys. I cannot continue. I'm sorry.
Alright.
I'm not
It's
feeling well
fine.
enough to
No worries.
continue.
Have a
I
good
will
one.
watch, but I can't continue. Good
Here
night,
comes
guys.
Gal on the inside against Victor Bobo. Bobo defends, but oh, that's very close.
Ooh, that
Bobo
was a close
defends.
call.
Bobo,
Boss is also there.
yeah, Darbo's Daniel and Minkos Gal. Bobo taking no prisoners, but how long is that going to last? Ferrari versus Lamborghini, the ideal rivalry. Here comes Minkos Gal on the inside, gets past the Lamborghini Giardo, and this will be probably an easy move by Darabos coming up, but Gamba overtakes the Northwest Aston Martin.
The Gamma was having a shocking race, it has to be said. He's having no pace whatsoever.
But wait, he's coming back, Bobo. Wait, hang on, what is this? Bobo coming back on the inside.
Hang on.
He got
Nice.
the move done.
Great stuff from Ibowo there.
I think Gal got a bit wide.
Oh yeah, he did get a bit wide. Of course, he kept always supposed to be so aggressive. Yeah, look at this.
That is very concerning because a lot of guys have been locking up. Here comes Gal in the Velshik. Oh, gets very, very, very well defended by a Bobo, but it's clean, so it's not going to be a worth a penalty. So I think a Bobo is going to be fine, but he's going to be helping the BMW team so much.
Motian.
Yeah, Motrian's just breezed past the Northwest Aston Martin. Yeah, that's not a really good day if you're an Aston Martin guy at the moment. But I mean, it could be worse. Josh Thing's on the inside, but it's not going to work. Here we go. Two different teams, BMW and Darabos defend. Oh wait, we usually go for a move, but Darabos still defends.
Yeah, he's still defending very hard.
And remember, these we and Darabos are in two separate teams, so they're basically and they're not factory, so we have allowed to race each other. But if Bobo defends again against Gal, this is a valiant defense by the Brit. Here comes Wheat in the BMW, the RBM BMW, which is not the Triple R, which is the Darabos Daniel car behind.
This is costing Gal so much time.
This could be 3 wide. Here we go.
That would be
Gal on the inside.
big. Needs to make the move here.
A lunge. Wee's got it. Oh, he forces the Bobo wide, and then comes Wee having a go. Backs out. Things better with it. Yeah. That's definitely held up Gal by like 4 seconds at least, or even 5, due to that hold up. Yeah.
Now we have Things racing against Rosin. Battle for 13th place. So I have to say, Lotus Evelyn so far doing a great job in this race. Of course, the car is
Darabos.
best, but they're putting a great effort. Darabos very close, but can he have chances on Nellas here?
Yeah, Lotus is doing pretty well in technically the back of the field car, basically. Or just the Aston Martin team's not that very good in terms of the equipment supply to the private team. But I mean, you're still racing and have a big engine inside
Yeah.
the car. I think it's the biggest engine in the entire category, because then there's the Lamborghini Gallardo. I think the engine's roughly around the same size as the Ferrari, I would say. But I could be wrong. If anyone's endurance in there, just let me know in the chat, and I'll be happy to be correct. And here comes Josh Spinks. He gets past Razine.
Yep, now Darabos stays behind, which I think is a good choice because Impobo is pitting. And we definitely don't want a repeat of an accident we've seen so many times in the pit entry.
And I don't have fond memories of the pit lane entry. I must say so myself.
And of course, in your last race, last season, the series, just a big shame.
Last season, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but okay.
What will we join? 6.9 second stop. Nice.
That is a quick stop, I must say so. But I think a Bobo will be at the back of the pack, but we'll be on the freshest tyres out of everyone. Here goes Ronella against one of the Triple R BMW. Is that Silver? We go for a spin? Yes, it is.
The spin. We have spun the car.
I just saw it on the corner of my eye. That is very important.
Is it understeered?
Yeah. No ABS in these cars. Spun round.
Yeah, lucky to not get hit by anybody.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that he hasn't run into somebody, but I digress. Here we go. Monella up the inside. Brilliant move by the Mercedes driver.
Nice move. But Darabos isn't finished yet.
Darabos is still ahead. Well,
still always ahead of Galloway.
Yeah, I think the one-stop strategy hasn't worked, unless that's definitely team orders by Audi to say that Henderson-Ana's the quicker car.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think Galloway's charge is definitely in the water. Here we go. Darabos gets forced out by Ronella again.
I'm not so sure about Galloway's challenge being in the water, because but he has track position, everybody has to stop again. Of course, at the moment he's very slow, but if he can hang on, there could still be...
What's the gap between Galloway? How much fuel does he have left? Oh, Capana.
Capana will pit.
He's an outsider he's definitely an outsider for the top 5, but I don't think he's gonna be the quickest guy around. Whilst meanwhile, Max Skillen in the V12 Aston versus the. It's ridiculous. This is brilliant racing, because we can have probably a V12 Aston, and then we got a BMW with probably a smaller engine and smaller engine size, competing against that boy. It's still close racing. This championship is probably one of the best in the OC, I would say. And now I've just jinxed it. Now the race will become very boring now. But seriously, this is a brilliant championship to watch.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, of course, when the car performances were equal, it was like a lottery, but also very, very spectacular, because last season we said everybody who could win everywhere before the start of this race meeting, but now it's still very good racing.
Yeah, we go Fraser versus Jay Galloway. This is very interesting for the chance to be on top of the 3rd place spot. And here comes Campana in the pits.
Yep, of course, going to the end, it would make no sense to stop. Then it would completely wreck race at that stage. They're going to the end, 7-second stop. Where will he rejoin?
Around 13th. Down the pits. Mercedes Mika. Oh, gets undercutted by a Bobo. Okay. Looks like the Lamborghini strategy is starting to work out for the for a Bobo. Here comes Fraser. That's not going to be a good move there, my friend.
Yeah, wrong place there.
But still fair play for Jake Galloway, still parking the bus. But I know how long that bus is going to hold. Here comes Daniel Fraser against Jake Galloway. He's actually forcing Fraser on the outside line, actually. But can Fraser get around the Audi? He actually brakes a little bit later. Can he get around the Audi? Yes, he can.
Great move.
Using the power and the grip, he's got past the Audi. That is a brilliant move by Fraser. But can Cinnamon actually hold on to Graf's advantage? Because he's actually gaining on Graf, actually. I don't know if Cinnamon was pushing the entire time or Graf is just saving his tires, and now Graf just lapped the first car, which is the British Bracky Northwest Racing Aston Martin.
Yep. Or did he lap already someone else before? No, it was Bracky, the first one to be lapped. Fraser already pulled a second, which is no surprising. Yeah, Silverwood gained, I would say, 1 second since he passed Galloway, of course. So Silverwood has the best pace at the moment, I would say, over the front drivers. Yeah, look at this. He gained 9/10 in the middle sector. Fraser. That shows how worn these tires actually are. He still has a big gap to go. Who, by the way, is the fastest lap at the moment?
Fastest lap is
Silverware, I think, yes.
yeah.
I'll say 10th. So Jake Galloway will finally pit.
But yeah, he's definitely lost that massive advantage. But but he will finish in like the top 5, that's for sure, because he'll be on fresh rubber. Here comes Campana, just proving my point. The long strategies are going to be painful, but it will pay off at some point. But I don't know if it's going to be the best one though. That's going to be the biggest question. Bless you, my God. Are you okay, man?
Yeah, that was coughing, not sneezing. Yeah, I'm still a bit, not 100%, but yeah. It's fine. Oh, Zinov is gaining actually quite a bit to get down to 10.7.
Yeah, Serenome is actually starting to catch up to Graf, which I don't think that's what Graf wants. With that Audi, with that small engine displacement, slowly catching him and his Ferrari, that is going to be a big headache to deal with every time he's going to has to think about how long is that Audi's going to come into his mirror view. Here comes Bing against Lotus on the inside. Passes the Aston Martin pretty convincing.
Okay, can finally take these tires off.
After being through hell and creation, here we go in the box.
Yep. Of course. Go to the end. But where will he rejoin?
If Bobo's now joining the party, I think what the Lambo's running is a 5.2 V10. It's a little known fact for you.
Galloway rejoins 5.9 stop. That's a good stop.
Which is a 5.9. I think it's the quickest pit stop we had so far of the race. Now this is the battery of the chasing him to Synonome onto Dennis Graff. Is Synonome king? Oh, this is a fight. Lotus on the inside forces the Lambo to go wide. The two probably the biggest engine cars in the field versus the two probably the least engine displacement car on the entire field, which is the Mercedes. Here comes the power of the Lamborghini, getting past the Aston on fresh rubber on the inside. Gets past the Northwest Aston Martin, goes Victor Roberto, now chasing down Josh Fings in that Mercedes.
Yep. Actually, now Graf managed to keep the gap stabilized at 10.7. So we have in the background. Wait, when did Ebola get past things?
I think he got past Fings at Cops Court, I believe.
Like before. Yeah, there. Actually, you're right. It just cut into the shot after he got past. The Campana still stuck behind Eaglet and also behind Things. So he has to make basically, because at the moment Graf would get 10 points, Campana would get 0 points.
Miklos Galvanella has a pit call. That means the two stop strategies now starting to come into effect. So let's see what this means for the two stoppers. Can Galloway get an advantage? But we don't know.
Yeah, we have to wait and see. Of course, now I think with the first round they will have an advantage at the early part when they really can go flat out. But I think the ones who will pit later will have advantage, of course, at the end.
Yeah, that's for sure. Where is Jake Galloway? Galloway's in 9th. Boy, comes Xavier Wee against the Aston Martin. I mean, the factory Aston Martin. Oh, excuse me. Wee up the inside gets past Max Skillen, the Scotsman. Has been torturing the Aston Martin's tires for a couple of laps now, trying to chase down that BMW ahead. And BMW ahead. I mean, Ross Daniel. Here comes Lynn Campana. I don't know about that. He should have gone for it, but there was not enough space. But he might go for it at Maggins and Beckett. But Graf is still leading ahead with lap traffic behind. And I think Gal's gone in the pits, I believe, as well as Darabosh Daniel. No, it's not Darabosh Daniel. It's Bornella. There we go. Got my cars right.
Yep, but Gallinella.
And now Galloway has a massive advantage by just pulling away from Gal and Will Neller.
Yeah.
So Will Neller, I think they will come back at Jake Galloway, but it's gonna be a very, very long time before he's gonna catch Galloway. Those two cars. There comes a picture of has he undercut both of them?
Yeah,
Lamborghini, Lamborghini, bravo! That was a great strategy run.
Yeah, indeed, of course. Now, Ibobo has temperature. He could keep them at, I think, for a couple more laps. Also, skill a bit now. The great strategy from Lamborghini. They managed to pull a good one stop so far, but of course, the last part will be difficult.
I think Galloway can chill for a bit because Skillen's going in the pit lane. Where comes Xavier Wee and Darbosh Daniel fighting, but is Galloway gonna let Skillen gonna have a little bit of a turn? But how here comes Wee, zip gear into third, gets past Darbosh Daniel. Can Jake Galloway can just chill for a bit? Yep, he lets Skillen on his merry way into the pit lane.
I think it could be a move. Now we look at Gamba. Not things.
I think things got passed by Campana, I think. Unless
it looks
it's
like
right
it.
around.
And also Nella. So interesting, of course. He's competing with both, say, Mercedes with the best car performance. So that the strategy from which is definitely taking up the field.
The semi-works Mercedes are still putting on like a really good performance here, but it's not going to be like enough to catch like the big factory teams like the Aston Martins and the Ferraris and the Audi. Don't forget the Audi. The Audi is the only team, like the only one of the teams in the factory departments running the main squad. Here comes Galloway, gets past D'Arbanjano very convincingly through Cop's corner. I think Galloway is just trying to pull a massive gap to make sure. He's in the pits. Sinonome's in the pits. I don't think this will be enough for Jake Galloway to undercut his teammate, but I think Sinonome will just 5.5. That's a quick stop by Audi. That's a great one.
Yeah, great stop indeed. Of course, with less also Graf response. He will come into the pits this lap.
How much is the gap between Graf and Sinonome at the moment?
I think it was 10.7 still.
No, but as soon as he exited the pit lane.
Oh, let's see. I have no idea.
It's going on the inside, gets past Garber pretty convincingly.
Yeah, fortunately for Garber, this is, as mentioned before, not a good race, as he, of course, comes into pit as well. Yeah, he, of course, hopefully will forget this race quickly and go to the next one, which, yeah.
You can say the same thing for Usman Hamid, who was probably caught up in that. Was
Gap
probably caught up in
Graf,
the
0 is 31.6 seconds.
Well, that's going to be close. That's going to be very, very close, I would say. That's going to be close between the two, I would say. Got off the road.
So sure.
But pit stop, but you see in the pit stop in the pit lane around 40 seconds. But wait. Okay, let's see here. I think Fraser will take the provisional lead and it will box. Let's see how long he's going to stay on pit road. That is Graf.
8.5. Very long stop.
Boy, here comes. I can see Henderson. Oh no, that's Daniel Fraser actually. I think Ferrari got the strategy spot on.
I think Stino is just coming into the main straight.
Yeah, just going on the main straight. Yeah, I think Ferrari's definitely pulled the strategy off and definitely won this race. But I don't think there's any way, shape or form, the Audi's definitely going to come back. But
it is definitely not over yet.
Yeah. Monello on the inside gets past his teammate. Oh, yep. Very naughty, very, very naughty by Monello.
Let's get now between Graf and Sinove. That will be the key in this race.
Yeah.
Gone down to under 6 seconds.
Galloway's still trying to find his way past the wing. He couldn't find a way to get past the Singaporean. Going back to the Premier Pro. That was close. No, and if you're just joining us, we're just here for a battle between Galloway and Xavier Wheat in the DTM race here at Silverstone. It's only a couple laps to go, and this could be a very exciting fight for the finish. Here comes Galloway against Xavier Wheat in the BMW. Getting the slipstream off the Beamer. He's going to down to the outside, but Xavier Wheat says no, but twists to the inside, but no, he gets denied again.
Yeah, so Galloway has to stick behind him for a bit more.
He's going to kill Jay Galloway is going to kill his tyres if he doesn't get past Xavier Wheat soon. And it's very, very crucial that he does because it will pick up Audi a lot of much needed points. Very much needed points.
Yeah, indeed. Fraser is a pit call. Also a pit call for Wee as well. Yes.
But Galloway wants to do this move on track, but here comes Galloway against Xavier Wheat. Here comes Galloway, gets forced again off the inside into Into Brooklands and into Luffield. Galloway just gets ahead of the BMW.
Yeah, it's a good move there. Of course, now he can use these tires to effect. I'm interested. Will be interested to know what the pace difference between Galloway was at the end of his first stint and now at the moment. That should be a couple of seconds.
I think Fraser's in the pits this lap. I think he's going to relinquish the lead to Ferrari. I think that's right. Morgan,
There
yeah,
is
right.
Graf in the lead again.
But Tsunonome is definitely in the hunt. Gets off a pit road very quickly, Daniel Fraser. We now in the pit.
Fraser he's joining third with a quick stop, 5.5 seconds.
He'll just be ahead of. Graf's got some traffic in the way.
Yeah, he has to lap Hamid here.
Yeah, boys getting held up very badly, but but then Ustin Hammy realizing this is not his fight, not even his fight to begin with. Now let's Dennis Graf.
Yep, of course, in the past we have seen sometimes that lap cars can be an interference.
Also
big.
Yeah, it can be a bit of an interference. And also, this is a very high-speed track, so it's kind of very difficult to tell when a lap car is going to let you by or not. It's a very tough track to judge when a lap traffic sort of car is going to let you through.
Yeah, indeed.
Also, what's the gap between Galloway and Fraser? I think Galloway is on the back of Fraser, but I don't think he's on the back of Fraser. He's close, but I don't think since Fraser's going to have the fresher rubber, I think Galloway's going to be nowhere compared to the Aston Martin.
Yeah, but still to be in fourth with the one stop, I think shows that one stop actually is quite a decent strategy, but it could backfire still in these last 10 laps.
Yeah, and then we're going to go back to square one, which is then you have an all different deal with. You're not careful.
But the good news for Galloway is the gap to KPI, which is Nicholas Hull, is quite big.
So then he can relax the tires a little bit, and he doesn't have to overdrive the car.
Yep.
Tsunonome gap is now like 5 seconds. But it's before Tsunonome goes through traffic. And Darabos on the Scotsman Smack Skillen.
Takes 10th place. Which at the moment means nothing, but could change. They could catch up to the guys on the one stop. Now, Martin is in 13th place. Being chased by Things, Gamba.
Josh. Corvette defends though.
Things could line up a move into Cops. And he got it.
Yeah, Josh Things is really enjoying his new fresh tires. But Graf has another car ahead of him. There's a Northwest Aston Martin, and I think Rocky lets it through.
Yep,
not much of that a hassle compared to Hamid. But Bracken is still on the back of Graf.
Yeah,
interesting. but it was the final power drive at the exit of the corner. Yeah, you can't catch it. Yeah, you can't catch that Ferrari.
No way.
That Ferrari has that.
Yep, it's under 5 seconds.
No wonder why the Ferrari team put the 458 instead of the 360. No wonder why, because the power drive that corner is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is indeed. So we've got Matthias Sterwig, who's having a quiet but unsuccessful race, let's say.
But didn't he get caught up in the lap one thing as well? It's not entirely his fault to begin with. So I mean,
Yeah, he was caught up, he lost time, but of course his pace wasn't the best as well, and he's getting caught up by Morgan as well.
yeah.
You look at Fraser.
I don't think Fraser's gonna catch him. He's like, oh my god, look at that gap. That's quite big.
14.5 seconds.
Yeah.
I think he will settle for third. Of course, for him is a great result.
Also, sorry to interrupt you, but Tsunoda is catching the traffic, I think.
Yep, he will get caught up in the same traffic as Graf was.
But Hamid and Bracchi are fighting, so that's not good news for Hento Tsunoda.
Yeah, Hamid now passed. Bracchi actually for 17. Because these two will get caught up in their own fight. Tsunoda might struggle to pass them very quick. We can see that by the gap. The gap is back up to 5.6. It was 4.8.
I think Tsunoda is just getting past them at the moment.
Yeah.
And we're not seeing it. At the moment, we're focusing on the Raven West. But I do admit, I will say one thing. Call me biased or whatever. I don't really care. But that livery right there is probably one of the best on the grid.
I have to agree. That's
You
very
can
nice.
be biased all you want of all the recent grid hyperfixation items have got. Like, do that, whatever. Call me biased. This is the best livery, without a doubt.
Of course, these are all great liveries, but this, I have to agree with you, this is one of the best.
Yep. I think so. Got past through the traffic, but we're still with the Corvette. Nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah, and he will be left soon by Fraser.
Yep. And there's only like 6 laps to go here at Silverstone.
Yep, 6 at the end of this one. Yep.
Garma's been passed.
Yep.
One side of the garage is pretty happy, whilst the other side is not having a really good day at the moment.
Yeah, which is a shame for Gamma, of course. He's definitely hoped more from this race. He was confident before, so he had a good qualifying, but in the race, everything just fell apart. Unfortunately,
Looks like we got a fight on our hands between a picture of Bobo and Wilnella with Campana, and Campana's coming back by Xavier Wee.
we still.
On the timing tower on the bottom, by the looks of things, Xavier Wee just got past Campana.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, you have to say over radio something because we're still looking at the last place Morgan here.
I think something tells me that Flair's gone to the toilet.
Yeah, I think the same.
Something tells me Flair's definitely gone to the toilet. No offense to him though, he's definitely gone just done like Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah, so Fraser is lapping Morgan, so he has now one less car to lap.
Passed by a. I just seen the comment by Frank Gamba passed by a Pokemon character like Evil Land. I'm sure Frank Gamba will not look at the EV Pokemon the same ever again.
Yeah. So you still look at Morgan.
I don't know what to talk about because unfortunately the camera's not pointing at anything. We're just looking at the Corvette. 5 laps remaining. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we
Oh.
go. Now we get away.
Hey, Galloway.
Oh, we have
Come
double pass. We, Ondella, and Davos, Campana.
And we're still not seeing it.
Yeah, we're still not seeing it. Flo, where are you?
Flo, are you on the toilet still?
Hamid is in the pits. What's happened to him?
I think Hamid has blown his engine, blown up something, or something's definitely gone wrong with the car.
Yeah, definitely there's some issue for him, but we cannot see it at the moment because we
Because
still
we're focused on the Audi.
we focus
Oh,
on
it's
the
not-
Audi
not
instead of the
bad,
Wave
right?
West.
I think I should let you commentate for a little bit more of the race. How did he end it? I can just keep interrupting you, like, oh, we just
No.
got past the Burma, actually.
Yeah, lots of action there. In the, region, the back end of the points, but yeah, this is
I think-
like
Yeah. Editing. Whoever's an editor here, can you put Flo's profile picture over the Kimi Räikkönen 2006 thing
Yeah.
when he says well, I was having a dump. if I say the actual word on here, we'll be off the air. So yeah.
because we don't know what could be. So Ibobo lost big time. He got passed by was passed by Nella.
Yeah, looks at the one-stop strategy. I think the one-stop strategy at the time looked like a freaking bloody hero for Lamborghini, but now it's just gone down the toilet. Unfortunately for the Lambos, for the Skoda Corsa team. The most used gain out of the race is Darabos and Centocinino with 8 places. Audi are having a party tonight because I think it's the most points they scored this season. So yeah.
Yeah, it is for sure. Still not over yet.
Flo, can you? Flo, can we jump cut to the top 5, to the top 6, please? I guess he's refused on that one. I think.
I think there's something going on at this place. But
I think something's definitely gone. Oh, there we go. He's back from the dead. Well, he's back from the toilet. I don't know which one it is, but he's definitely back from the toilet. That's for sure.
Yeah, we also missed a lot of action. Because the fight for the back end of the points. Look at Fraser lapping. Is he getting stuck? Yeah, well, now we have 2 laps to go.
I think there's still enough action. I think the top 6 is still alive. No, never mind. It's going up the inside.
Skillet on Nella.
But Daramos is still on Wii though. Skella versus the
So we still need to know what actually happened to Hamid, because he was of course fighting with Bucky, but then he had the sudden. Well, let's see what's going on with him a couple of laps ago. Also, welcome back, Flo.
Welcome back, Flo.
So he was there in the pits. He had a problem. It's not a problem.
Oh,
So now that explains it. With him. Yeah, thank you for the clearance. Oh yeah. Actually 3 laps before the end. Skillen still, I would say, fighting for prestige with a top 10 finish on the line. Cannot get past. Of course, at the moment, Fraser, with get 7 points after this race with pole and, of course, the 6 points for the third place. Which, of course, is more than doubling his tally for previous 5 races.
Yeah. By the looks of things and the standings, if it ends like this at the moment, Graf will extend his championship lead by up to 42 points, and Campana will drop a lot after this race because he's going to finish 11th at the moment by the looks of things.
Yeah, speaking of dropping, Skillen got past Nella. Currently, I forgot who's the fifth at the moment. Gal. Yes, Gal. You could get 4 points.
And I think Silver will score nil points. I think that Fraser will score his first podium of the season as well.
Yeah.
And Galloway will score points, which thank God, because he definitely needed.
Yeah, he deserved them at the first race, of course, at Hockenheim, where his engine exploded, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, his inline turbo 4 decided not to be a turbo inline 4 anymore. Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Also, we would finally get a decent points haul with V, because he's being on 1 so far before when we started this race.
Also, Henderson will pick up another podium, which is very crucial for Audi's fight in the team's championship.
Yeah, that is true indeed. So now start the final lap of this race. Dennis Graf is taking line through. I was going around Silverstone for one more time because he's absolutely having.
He's just chilling.
Chilling at the front. Also, he's absolutely on fire. Of course, this has already been rewarded for the top class drive, which was the aim for him when he started in the OC in the 2016 season. The Formula E, of course. Now, Gillen is taking Ibobo.
Burber just says no, and also Lotus got past Mottram to say that the Corvette team needs some improvement, but that still proves that the Aston Martin still is a capable package, especially in terms of a privateer.
Yeah.
Now, Dennis Graf.
Fun fact, Graf mentions points tally from last season.
This man went through hell and back. This man deserves every single ounce of respect and drive he deserves. He started in Tahiti in 2016. His last race win in DTM was around that time of around the DTM championship. As Dennis Graf going to come around the final call through Club, as for Ferrari's going to come across the lines to 4 by 8. Dennis Graf, of course, is going to win the DTM race here at Silverstone, and Dennis Graf moves into the championship meet and extends it, and that goes stands as authority in the championship.
And Henderson will take a brilliant second place, his best result of the season. He will be very happy about that. Daniel Fraser, after crashing his way to pole, will finish in third, which is a great effort nonetheless.
Jake Galloway finally can help Audi can finally help Audi actually extend and put some fight into the championship that they desperately needed. And then in 5th place will be Miklos Gall after a decent race, but it will not be very good for his championship fight against his teammate. But here comes Skillen up the inside for glory, and he gets past the Lamborghini up to 9th.
Yeah, indeed. So Tower finishes with 2 points and will not get the final point. Yeah. Compensate the demonstration for Mercedes. They lose a big ground in the team's championship to, of course, the Ferrari.
Dennis Graf literally went through hell and back for the past couple of years. Literally missed the championship in 2017, missed on the championship last year, and finally he's leading the championship by extending the lead. And finally, he's going to get a top class drive after almost a decade. of work.
That's not a second, but also what needs to be said. Grafio ragazzi.
Right. The top 11, it goes. Dennis Graff wins here in Silverstone with Henderson and in second. Third, there's a Daniel Fraser in the factory Aston Martin. As the app team finally get the wheels running with Jake Galloway in fourth. Mikos Gal scoring must-needed points for Ferrari RBM, which is the semi-works team for Xavier Wee. Another semi-works team was Triple R, which is Dabra Daniel on the BM. And one of the rounds off the points in the semi-works Petronas team. Another factory team effort, which is Max Skillen, and then the another factory effort by Lamborghini finished 10th, and Lincoln Partner, the other semi-works Mercedes, finishes 11th.
In P12, we have Josh Things in the Silver 5 Mercedes, followed by his teammate Mohamed Rosing in the second Silver 5 Mercedes. Lotus Evelyn in P14, decent result, I would say. Wallet Martins is P15 with Franco Gaba 16, Matthias Cervic 17th, Rowan Morgan 18th, a lap down, Bartosz Rocky 19th, Muhammad Usman Habi 20th, one lap down as well, with the retirements on the first lap, Maxim Titkov and Sam Fact.
Yep. And with that, we can cue the national anthem of Germany, and if we're lucky enough, Italy, but I don't think Ferrari's that keen.
You need to look at the fastest lap first.
Sorry.
Hence,
okay. The Audis
of course, he won't get a point for it, but still.
Still shows that Audi were not fooling around in that race. Anyways, enough of the bother. It's time to cue the German national anthem, but I don't think Ferrari will be that serious about the Italian one, but still, cue the German national anthem.
Sorry, but
whoever
we
you
don't
are.
do anthems anymore.
Oh, I just realized
I
YouTube
think-
copyright system. Yikes, I forgot
First
about
of all,
that. Anyway,
I think
I forgot the YouTube copyright system existed, so
Fine.
we're gonna end the stream right here, right now. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. I'm gonna make
One
this short.
question. Sorry to interrupt. One question. Who's the driver of the day, Blake?
Henderson now.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely.
same.
He's doing a fantastic race from 10th to 2nd. Yeah, he deserves all these 8 points, the podium, and of course, champagne.
Yay! And finally, and thank you guys for watching. And I'm gonna make this quick. I'm gonna make this quick and snappy. I've been Blake Moore. He's been Dennis Graff, and the other one who has missed out is Robert Inescu. But thankfully he did commentate. I'd like to say thank you to him as well. And this is it here at Silverstone. We're gonna see you next time for DTM, which is gonna be at one of the rounds in Germany, in Austria. I think it's Red Bull Ring. Is it Red Bull Ring? I think it is Red Bull Ring. Yeah, it is Red Bull Ring. We'll see you next time for Red Bull Ring, and see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later.